Lovable Old Man and Koch, the crusty old vaudevillian and the Sunshine Boys with George Burns. The list just goes on and on. Well, Walter's latest, he plays Sorrowful Jones, a world-weary, wise-cracking bookie trying to resist the innocent but the beguiling charms of a 6-year-old little girl in the movie Little Miss Marker. Right now, Walter is waiting in our Los Angeles studios to talk to us by satellite, so would you give a nice hand to the very versatile and very talented Mr. Walter Mattau. Thank you. There you are. You see? Ah, yes, they love you in Australia. Now, Walter, welcome to Australia, even if it's only via satellite. Is this your first? Is this your first visit?
This is indeed.
Yes. I was interested to read. And I was never aware of this before. I don't know why. And if I get the pronunciation wrong, I'll kill myself because I've been practicing all day. Your real name is Walter Mattau. How close was I?
No, you're very far away. My real name is Walter Mattau.
Ah. Where does Mattau come from?
Well, my father...
Yeah.
His name, before he changed it some 15 years before I was born, his name was Matushansky. The other name is totally unfamiliar to me. It may be a name that I used in Earthquake when I was hoodwinked into playing a role that I had no idea was going to run through the picture. I thought it would be a 4-second cameo, but it was not. And so I said, would you please use the name of Walter Matushansky so that people would not know or be confused, at any rate, as to who I was.
But you seem to want to do that all the time. I mean, putting on or sending up the press and doing things. There was a quote from Time magazine that reported that you said that your father was a defrocked Russian Orthodox priest who had to flee Tsarist Kiev in 1906 because he had been preaching sermons in support of Pope Pius X.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what he told my mother. And my mother repeated it to me. And since he is and was my father, I believed him, and I still do. But I never put on the press. The press only thinks it's being put on when the truth stands before it. The press is very unfamiliar with the truth, and they don't know how to react to it.
What about your early beginnings? You were born on the Lower East Side of New York. Was it a tough neighborhood that you came from?
It depends on the relativity of the word tough. Compared to a lion's cage full of hungry lions, no. It was an easy neighborhood.
Right.
Compared to your average neighborhood of your average kid today, it was very tough. Compared to the situation in Iran, it was not very tough.
What about a young man who wanted to be an actor? Was it tough on him from that neighborhood?
Very tough.
Right.
Very tough. Anybody who wanted to be an actor was a little bit fruity. A little bit either fruity or not right in the old noggin. Nobody in his right mind wanted to be an actor. He wanted to be a salesman. That would be the top objective. Or perhaps an accountant. An accountant or a court stenographer.
A court
Or if you were brilliant and you had a father, you could become a pharmacist. But that would require 8 years of schooling, and that was very tough.
Right.
Very tough indeed.
What was the decision on your part to become an actor? Were there any early influences there that made you want to, or was it something you just decided on your own?
I never decided that I was going to be an actor. It seemed to be thrust upon me. I got a job working in some Italian-speaking theaters when I was a kid. Then there were Yiddish-speaking theaters, and then there was a Russian-speaking theater. It was all down on the Lower East Side where they had a lot of the ethnic groups willing to pay 50 cents to see a play in their native tongue. I sold ice cream and I sold cold drinks at these theaters, and then I got jobs on the stage doing super work where I had 1 or 2 lines. I always felt comfortable in a theater, and I still do.
Yes,
and I guess that was a big influence.
Things from your early days, or things at least that I have found out about Walter Mattau. I saw an interview that you did in England with Michael Parkinson one time with George Burns. You were talking about Sunshine Boys, and you said that a lot of the walks that you use and mannerisms that you use in some of your characterizations come from relatives. You used your uncle's walk or was this another fabrication and I've fallen in? Wait a minute.
No, there are no fabrications, Don. I tell the truth. My problem is that I tell the unvarnished truth. And the unvarnished truth always sounds, to today's audience, like some sort of put-on. Yeah. But it is the truth. What is it you wanted to know? Where I got my walks from?
Yeah.
Well, I get them from different people I see and have seen throughout my life. I know in one particular play, A Shot in the Dark, I used my mother's walk. I used my mother when she had to go to the bathroom desperately. She had a certain kind of walk under those circumstances, and it worked very well for the character I was playing because he was a billionaire Frenchman who probably didn't learn to walk until he was 43. And if you learn to walk under those circumstances, you do walk peculiarly. That was only one circumstance, but it's very important to walk a certain way, as in Little Miss Marker. Sarah Stimpson from Helotes, Texas, walks exactly the way I do as Sorrowful Jones, the bookie, in the movie. But she is remarkable insofar as she's picked that up just seeing me once.
Sarah Stimpson
picked up my walk.
I should explain for some people, Sarah Stimpson, of course, is this little 7-year-old girl who is Little Miss Marker. This is there she is there. This is a remake of an old motion picture, Adolphe Menjou and Shirley Temple, from many years ago.
Well, I like to think that it's an original, although...
Well, it would be.
Yeah, it was done by Adolphe Menjou and Shirley Temple, and then it was done by Bob Hope and Lucille Ball. Naturally, Lucille Ball didn't play the Shirley Temple part. I don't remember who did. Then there was Tony Curtis and somebody else in another make. But you see, this particular, it never should have been called Little Miss Marker because it is a totally original story. And it is a story of a little girl and an old bookmaker and their adventures together in a very singularly hostile and unfriendly environment.
You as the bookie in this film, you sort of inherit this little girl, though. I mean, she is left with you.
Yes.
Yes. Well,
she's what is known as a marker. She's an IOU, collateral for a $10 bet. That's
right. A marker in America means that's your IOU on a bet. Meantime, I think maybe we better have a look at a little performance here. Here's Walter Mattau and lovely little Sarah in a scene from Little Miss Marker. Have a look at this.
Go ahead and tell me you didn't eat any supper.
That's all right.
Regret didn't feed you?
I don't mind.
I suppose you're hungry.
My daddy says eating too much is bad for you.
He knows a lot about horses, too. Want a donut?
Yes, please.
Or you want some cornflakes?
Yes, please.
Yes, please, what? Which?
What kind of donut?
Kind with a hole in it. What do you mean, what kind?
Sugared?
Listen, kid, this isn't a restaurant. They're plain.
I like jelly donuts, don't you?
You want a plain donut or do you want cornflakes? Make up your mind.
Can I have both?
And there, of course, is Sarah Stimpson. That's the young lady who plays Little Miss Marker. We're all looking at you now, Sarah, down here in Australia. Why don't you give them a wave and say hello, Australia?
Hi.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I understand you've never acted before. Is that right, Sarah?
Right.
Yes. Who told you that you should act in this motion picture?
The door. No.
Was it your
Speak
mother?
up, Sarah.
Huh?
Speak up, Sarah.
How?
I don't know.
You don't know. Was it nice working with Walter Mattau? Did you like working with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I was.
You got to call him Don. Yes, Don.
Oh. Yes, Don.
Thank you, Sarah. Was it hard for you to be an actress in this picture?
No, Don.
Oh, okay, Sarah. Would you rather have been doing something else, Sarah?
No, Don.
Sarah, what are your favorite things to do, Sarah?
Play with my friends.
Mm-hmm. Do your friends know that you're a movie actress?
Yes, Don.
Mr. Mattau said in an interview that he smacked you on the bottom when you got bad. Did he smack you on the bottom when you did something wrong?
No, Don.
No. Walter, was she hard to keep in line?
No. No, Don.
Okay, now we'll move to the $16,000 level. Here's your next question. Walter, what is she like? This is her first time as an actress, and according to that little piece that we saw of performance, she does very, very well. Were you surprised?
No, because we did a screen test on her, and we watched her, and we knew that she was a natural. We knew that she looked like what we wanted, a Mideast terrorist.
Sarah, do you know what he's talking about now?
No, Don.
Sarah?
Yeah?
Are you going to do another movie? Tune in next week when Sarah gives us the would you like?
Maybe.
All right, let me put it to you this way. Did you enjoy acting in this movie enough that you would like to continue with it and do some more?
Yes, Don.
Yes, you would. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Walter?
Yes, Don.
Good luck with the
You
picture.
got to be very careful with Sarah, Don, because she has a battery of lawyers sitting behind the cameras watching her every move. And she's very careful as to what she says.
Well, they don't really have to worry. She didn't move much.
She's practicing for the diplomatic service.
Walter, thank you very much for joining us with this interview. Good luck with Little Miss Marker. It looks like it'll be a wonderful picture and a lot of laughs. And by the way, just one last question. I noticed early in your movie career you were a villain, and then you went on to play some romantic leads. You don't really look like a romantic lead man. Do you feel like a romantic lead man?
Don, if you were a girl, you would know.
Thank you very much, Walter Mattau, and little Sarah Stimpson. All the best. We'll be back with Kamal in just a moment. Thank Walter Mattau. Will you, Sarah Stimpson? Good stuff.